Hey, what's up? In this video, we're going to break down the theory behind the E major chord. We're going to discover where that chord comes from, what are the notes inside the chord, and all that good stuff. So let's just jump right into it and let's break this down. Now, before I do this, I want to answer one other question, which is, why would we even care? Why do we care about knowing the notes other than being kind of curious? Well, there's a couple reasons. One, if you don't always want to be a beginner, you need to know what's going on with music, okay? And understanding the notes under the chord is going to help you if you want to get into improvisation and lead guitar. You have to harmonize with the chord, and to do that you have to know what are the notes of the chord, okay? And so there's that, but also you'll be able to understand if you want to get into songwriting or just chord progressions, that kind of stuff, how does the music flow, okay? So and just better appreciation for music. And I'm sure there's a couple other ones, but let's just do this, okay? So what happens here is I have the chromatic scale up at the very top. These are all the notes of music. There's only 12 notes. And we're not going to do music history. And what happens is there is a sharp or flat note in between every note except for B and C and E and F. Okay. On a piano, those are the black notes. Hence, I have the color black and I have blue. For what would be the white notes, yes, we do guitar. We don't care about the pianos, but sometimes people get it like that. Okay. Again, we're not going to do history, music history. We're not going to get into that of why this is the case. It is what it is. We're just going to understand the chord. All right. Now, what happens is there is a formula to extract out of the chromatic scale. And that formula for the major scale is like this. Okay, so here it is. And a W equals a whole step, which equals 2 frets or 2 notes on your guitar. And an H equals a half step, equal to 1 fret on your guitar, 1 note. Okay? Sometimes it's called a tone or semitone, means the same thing. Now, what's going to happen is if we start on an E note, I'll do it in blue. If we started on an E note, what is a whole step after an E? Boom, boom, goes right there. Now, when we do this with a major scale or minor scale, everybody gets a turn, okay? So this has to be an F sharp. Everybody gets a turn, as you can't make it a G flat. There has to be some type of F, all right? Cool, continuing on. A whole step after F sharp, boom, boom. It's gotta be some type of sharp. And with the diatonic scales, like the majors and minors, you can't combine them. You can't have sharps and flats. It's either going to be everybody sharped or everyone's flat. And if we did flat, like E and then G flat, for this one, then we wouldn't have had an F. So that's why it doesn't work. All right, so a half step after G sharp takes us to an A. Whole step after A takes us to a B. Whole step after B, boom, boom, takes us to C sharp. Whole step after C sharp, boom, boom, D sharp. And a half step after D sharp takes us back to an E. This scale has 4 sharps. You can see that. F sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp, okay? All right, so now what we've done is we have extracted out of the heavens. This is the heavens up here, the chromatic scale. We have extracted out a major scale. We're not going to learn how to play it in this video because that's not what we're doing. But now we have the scale. Those are the notes of it. Now we're going to extract out of the scale the chord. And what we're going to do is I'm going to number these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't need to label this an 8. Now, when you number the notes of a scale, this is called a scale degree. So if I say, what's the 4th degree in the E major scale? You would say, I know, it's an A note. Okay, cool, you're so smart. Okay, what's the 7th degree? It's D sharp. So, and I should also point this out. If you know the alphabet, this makes this way easier. And I'm pretty sure you do. The music alphabet goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We just go to G, then we start over. Did you see that? We start on E, E, F, G. Start over. A, B, C, D. That's how all of them work. All right, now, the formula for a major chord is 1, 3, 5. We take that one, and that one. E, G sharp, and a B. If you play E, G sharp, and B on your guitar, you're playing E major. It doesn't matter how you play it, where you play it, how many times those notes repeat, but you got to have one of each. All right, now let's check this out in open position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open position goes 0, 2, 2, 1, 0, 0. And if we went like this is you're in standard tuning, E, that's a B note. That's an E note. There's your G sharp, B, and E. I realize I went kind of fast with that, but you can watch my video on the fretboard if that's confusing for you. Sweet. So you can see we've got multiple E notes. Cool. We've got multiple B notes. That's fine. But we got to have one of each. And this is why this one has such a big full sound. We're using all 6 strings. And it's also low on the guitar. We're getting a bit of high end. There you go. But technically, you could also do like this. You could be like 0, 0, 1. E note, B note, G sharp. This would be an E major / G sharp. You're playing E major. The G sharp's in the bass. That's a slash chord or an inversion. And because we're only using 3 of them and it's higher pitched, it'll sound light. It'll be like, okay, this is a color. Let's say this is green. This is like dark green. And here's a little light colored green. Okay, everybody's green, but that's what's happening. Sweet. Okay, so now, I'll get rid of that too. Now you understand that the E major chord, there's a couple steps. Let me back all the way up. We have to extract out of the chromatic scale the major scale for E major scale. From that's the big mama who births all of the other chords. We extracted out the major chord, and every single major chord has the same formula, 1, 3, 5. Every single major scale uses the same formula, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Okay, depending on what note you start on, the notes will change. But remember, we have to have one of each, and everybody gets a turn. So E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp. Everyone got their turn. Everyone got their trophy. That's fine. And still heads up, this one's got 4 sharps if you really care to know. Later, we can get into like reading some music and what those sharps mean. That's a whole other topic we can discuss later. But there you go. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions on this, let me know in the comment section below. And you may also want to check out the blog that I have on this. I wrote an article on this, and I'll put a little link to a video I've got. I don't have it embedded yet. But I break down this. You can play this E major chord a whole bunch of different ways. And some cool chords to play with it, chord progressions. There's a little theory discussion. Bada bing, bada boom. So I'll have that link below if you want a bit extra help or you just like to read through things. And there you have it. Cool. See you in a future video.